Great day, champions. It's so wonderful to be with you on today. Happy, blessed Tuesday. It is Don't Let Them Fool You Tuesday. Look, you guys, I have a scenario for you. Well, not really a scenario because it happened for real, right? So, has this ever happened to you? Look, have you ever run into scammers? They're everywhere. They're in all of the things, all of the stuff. They're in credit cards, they're in everything you can fill out, any application that you have to fill out. They're in all sorts of stuff. They're in technology, they're in just everything, okay? Right? So, this is what happened. And I want to share this because at first, when it happened, I was thrown off, and I was like, I was afraid for the person that was telling me this thing was happening. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. So I'm gonna start. Look, just think, do your due diligence to research things to find out what actually is true and what is not, like what's factual, right? So I had someone, a family member actually, that I don't really conversate with that much, but we're cool and everything. So, family member called me, and we hadn't spoken in some time, months, and they said, "Did you get the money?" I was like, "What money? You sent me money?" They were like, "Yeah, you just sent me a message saying that you was raising money for your organization, blah blah blah, but you needed this thousand amount of money, dollars." And I was like, "That was not me. I did not. I haven't sent out any messages. As a matter of fact, I'm hardly on Messenger. That was not me. Who did you just send money to because you didn't send it to me?" And I'm like, wow, because she like screenshot everything and kind of sent it to me. Well, not everything, but the page that they were conversating on, that was screenshotted and sent to me. And the scammers are in everything, you guys. They're everywhere. I have had, as a matter of fact, several episodes or moments or times or whatever when someone has taken my, what is it, my avatar and all of that stuff, and they've, remade a page, said it was me and all of this stuff. They sent out friend requests. I've sent that out a few times, saying, "Hey, I'm not asking anybody to be friends. You have no need to refriend me. If we are friends, then we are friends. Don't even worry about So I've done all that before. People are doing this. People are doing this, and they're scamming people for money. They're scamming people out of their homes. The scams are like relentless and endless. I'll be so glad when it stops. Like when there's some kind of penalty to it that costs people something, just like the stress that they cause in the situations, then things will probably change. But there's not that much of consequences that are given to scammers. And you know what? Let me rewind that because I'm not well versed on that. I don't know for sure, but not that I know of. That's what I'll say. Not that I know of, not that I'm aware of. So if you know of penalties and consequences that you've heard of, or firsthand that a scammer has had because of the scam, let us know. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Let us know, because inquiry minds want to know. Well, at any rate, they sent the money and was kind of like in tears. And of course, because it was thousands of dollars, I was like, that was not me. You didn't send me any money. I was not asking for anything. And I'm like, we haven't even talked. We haven't even talked. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Like it was something I did, but it really wasn't anything I did. I'm just home being me. It really wasn't my issue and it wasn't my fault, but I felt really bad because they were like, my car payment, this, blah, blah, blah. They started rambling off this other stuff. And I'm like, well, even if somebody contacted you about me, I contacted you about needing some money. Guess you don't have it. You don't have it if your car payment is due, and if all of this stuff, you don't have it. You don't have it to spare. You don't have it to send. Even though it might be good that you're, a good thing that you're trying to help and all of these things. If you don't have it, you don't have it. If it's gonna put you out and make you be defaulted in areas of your own life, then guess what? You don't have it. So, I was just, and then I was afraid because I was like, well, dude, I had all of these questions. Well, who was it? Do they know, do they know me? Do they know you? And then there was all of these like different questions. There were questions that they had, there were questions that I had, and there were no answers, right? There were no answers between us. We didn't have any answers, because I don't know. I don't even know the situation. But at any rate, I was like in distraught. I'm in distraught with you because this thing happened and this is what you said. So after I got off the phone and everything. I think I called my mom and was telling her about it, and she was like, she had oodles of questions as well. Who wouldn't? You just have all of these questions, especially like you should, and you think you don't want to say you should know better, but you should have questions. You have to. We have to do our due diligence and in researching, looking things up, calling and verifying before you send money. You need to contact the person that you're sending money to. Okay, you're giving it into a charity or blah blah blah, whatever the case may be. You need to verify that that person, like especially when it's like over social media type streams and stuff, over Facebook, over Instagram, over Messenger, thread, whatever. You need to verify. I Yeah, that's just yeah, I've read too many stories, horror stories and things of that nature to know. I remember there was an incident with the older woman. But anyway, to close out that, we don't know what happened. As a matter of fact, when it came down to it, I started feeling like maybe I was being scared. Now that's funny. That's funny. It's funny, but it's not funny because I was like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you give so much money when you have bills that are due, like things that you have responsibility for? I couldn't understand. I did. Yeah, no, I couldn't understand that, and those were like some of my questions to me because I didn't want to add salt to the wound, so to speak. I didn't want to or exacerbate the the trauma that was already happening, that was appearing to happen. But after the fact, after I was thinking about it, and then you telling me you got all of these things, like I felt like I was being scammed a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. What y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I mean, and I would hate to think that that was what was happening. And I had to let it go. I had to really pray about it and let it go because things like things like that, it can just sit on your brain, sit on your heart, sit inside you, and it's not doing anything but causing you distress. And who wants that? Causing you distress, causing you to be sad, causing you to question things and question people, question their honesty and things like that. And I don't know, so you know what, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone and side of nope, that wasn't what's going on. That's probably what was happening, was what they were telling me. And it was a gross mistake, a gross like mischaracterization or whatever. Yeah, so, and it wasn't anything that I could do because I don't have enough. I don't have enough to say you. I can't recover anything because it wasn't me. And yeah, what do you think? What do you guys think? Have you ever faced like a scam situation? What do you do? Like, how did you feel? What did you do in those situations? So the next scenario that I was or thing that happened that I do know of was when I know my husband was in the store one day, and a older lady was trying to get gift cards. Yeah, y'all have heard of that scam, right? People tell you to buy all of these gift cards for this amount of money, put this amount of money on them and send them to them, right? You have to mail them out and all of that stuff, and then you're supposed to get something, you're supposed to get something. That's the scam. And I know it was really rampant with older people. So please share with your older people, your seasoned people, make them aware of the scams, because they're calling them on the phone, they're sending them letters in the mail. One time, a family member of mine got some letter from a supposed police officer. Y'all can't see my air quotes, it was over here. From a supposed police officer, talking about some court that they didn't make it to, and they needed to send money. I mean, it's endless. Don't let them fool you Tuesday. Oh my gosh. Don't let them fool you, you guys. Don't let the scammers fool you. Try to do all that you can to be up on what's going on and what's happening out here. And you don't have to know everything, but do your due diligence and researching things before you start handing out money. Before you start handing out money, I know I saw a story on YouTube. This couple, man, these people took this couple for a huge amount of money, talking about buying a house, and they gave them all of this money like sight unseen. Don't do things like that. Please, please, please don't do things like that. We do not have money to just be thrown away. And I'm not saying, that they were just throwing it away. They were earnestly caught up in this situation, and they didn't see anything. They didn't pick up on what the red flags and the things that were happening, because they said something about how they were going to send them the money, and they sent them blank checks, and they're like, why are you sending us blank checks? And they had a reason, oh, well, all you have to do is blah blah blah. No. No, no, no. And then you got to send it to different banks. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in stuff like that. Don't get caught up in stuff like that. And let people know. Please let your elders know not to be buying gifts cards, not to get into cahoots with different people about the transfer of money, and it has to happen right now. And all of these things. The Word of God tells us, do not be anxious for anything. So if you're feeling like you have to make like rash decisions all of a sudden, and it involves a whole lot of money, and you have to do it right now, and if you don't do it right now, then opportunity, then guess what, it might not be your opportunity. Because I had to think about it. Like, you have to give me time to think, and you have to give me time to look this up. I have to make an informed decision, right? Yeah, we do. We have to make informed decisions, and we have to know what we're doing, what we're getting into. So just, don't let them fool you. Don't look, and that also reminds me, don't let the people um who try to pour vinegar on your dream, who try to snatch your dreams and tell you that you can't do this and it don't look like that. Bishop taught a wonderful happy hour Bible study on tonight, as every night. Tonight was no different. And it had a lot to do with, and it had some to do with, no being attached to the right people, being attached to faith-filled people, being attached to people who support you in your dream, and who's not always trying to take and tell you, that you can't, that you won't, that you shouldn't, and all of that, without proper follow up and research on their own, because XYZ, and give you some valid information to follow that up, because maybe I do need to do some research, but not just because some little rinky-dink excuse because you don't understand. Everybody's not going to understand your dream. Everybody's not going to see your vision. No, they're not. So you know what? Keep on going. Keep on going, because what you have is for you. And that's it. That's that. What God has established in you is what He's established in you. And if He said it, then it's good as gold. It's as good as gold. And you just need to go. So don't let them fool you. Don't let the scammers fool you. Don't even let the people who you think are close to you, who you think are riding for you, don't even let them fool you. Okay? Don't let them fool you out of your obedience and the thing that you're seeking to do and trying to do for the kingdom. That's all that I have for y'all. I just wanted to share that. Don't let them fool you. Tuesday has been off the chain today. It has just been a wonderful day. I think any time to live and to share and to be a part of a brand new day, make things right or whatever, do things a little bit better. That's what the new day presents to us, and that's what the present is. It's a new day to do things a little bit different than we did, better, different as in better than we did on yesterday and the days before. If you guys have experienced anything like that, let me know. Let me know. Let me know, and let the people around you know. Try not to be too embarrassed, and even if some time pass, okay, I'm not, because I don't want to let nobody what I did, okay, but after some time has passed, please let people know, because everybody